Next up,
yeah, Penn Badgley.
3.
If you've never, sorry, this has nothing to do with anything. For the 4 people in chat right now who have seen the television show You, I tried to give that book a try. It's based on a book. And I tried to give that book a try. And as someone who is no stranger to dark romance novels, and has listened to some real shit, both figuratively and literally, it was a hard listen. I mostly do audiobooks because I do it while I'm like working out, because I have to multitask. I'm just too busy. That's a rough book to listen to. The You book, it's got a different name. The book isn't called like You. I think it has been like posthumously renamed because of the television show. But the show it is based on is called You. And so whatever, it was like, it wasn't Pushing Daisies, but it was something like that, the original name of it. And I tried listening to it. I guess I could pull it up on Audible and see what the name was, but I might have deleted it because I think I got 2 hours into it and was like, oh, this is going to be a rough listen. There are certain books that are a rough listen. Like, they're okay to read, but they're a rough listen. And that was one that was a rough listen. There was a lot of secondhand embarrassment about, because if you think Joe Goldberg in the television show is like kind of cringy and gives you like a lot of secondhand embarrassment, oh, buddy, it is so much worse in the book. It is so much worse in the book. You have no idea. You have no idea how bad it actually is. But yeah. Yeah, Hidden Bodies, I think. Well, Hidden Bodies is, I think, like what season 1 is based off of, or what season, I don't know. It says at the end of each episode. It's very strange. And also, I think it's like, well, not necessarily like exactly like it, but like kind of like the Game of Thrones situation where like the TV show is outpacing the books. It's so much. You don't understand. It's such a rough read. Like, go look up an excerpt of it. Hold on. Maybe I can just find it. Well, I'm going to gauge whether or not I think it's too cringy to read on stream. You book. Oh, Google's going to think I'm an idiot. You book excerpt. I love Googling something that's going to make me seem like I'm a moron and I can't read or speak. By Carolyn Kepnes. Couldn't get past season 1 where he started pleasuring himself in front of that blonde girl's apartment. Hey man, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. He talks about doing that kind of thing in his head constantly. He talks about in his head, because we're like in his mind, it's his perspective, he's the narrator, about jerking it constantly. Constantly. It is bad. It's bad.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Let me see if there's an excerpt here. Oh, it's the excerpt's just the first page. That's not cringy enough. It's pretty bad, but it's not cringy enough. Actually, hold on. No, this is okay. Content warning for the next 5 minutes? Question mark? I'm putting on music because I don't think I'll be able to stomach this. I don't think I'll be able to stomach this in silence. I was like, oh, this is just the first page. Like, it's not... This won't be cringy. It's just the first, like, 4 paragraphs. It's not this. It won't be that bad. It is. Let me... Hold on. Content warning for probably what you think. for the next roughly 3 to 5 minutes. And this is in all caps. That's why I'm saying it the way I am. I'm not trying to be funny. It's written in all caps. You walk into the bookstore and you keep your hand on the door to make sure it doesn't slam. You smile, embarrassed to be a nice girl, and your nails are bare, and your V-neck sweater is beige, and it's impossible to know if you're wearing a bra, but I don't think that you are. You're so clean that you're dirty, and you murmur your first word to me, hello. When most people would just pass by, but not you, in your loose pink jeans, a pink spun from Charlotte's Web, and where did you come from? You are classic and compact. My own little Natalie Portman circa the end of the movie Closer, when she's fresh-faced and done with the bad British guys and going home to America. You've come home to me, delivered at last, on a Tuesday, 10:06 a.m. Every day I commute to this shop on the Lower East Side from my place in Bed-Stuy. Every day I close up without finding anyone like you. Look at you, born into my world today. I'm shaking and I'd pop an Ativan, but they're downstairs and I don't want to pop an Ativan. I don't want to come down. I want to be here, fully, watching you bite your unpainted nails and turn your head to the left. No. Bite that pinky. Widen those eyes. To the right. No. Reject biographies. Self-help, thank God. And slow down when you make it to fiction. Yes. I let you disappear into the stacks. Fiction, F through K, and you're not the standard insecure nymph hunting for a Faulkner. You'll never finish. Never start. Faulkner that will harden and calcify. If books could calcify on your nightstand. Faulkner meant only to convince one-night stands that you mean it when you swear you never do this kind of thing. No, you're not like those girls. You don't stage Faulkner and your jeans hang loose and you're too sun-kissed for Stephen King and too untrendy for Heidi Juvelet. And who will you buy? You sneeze loudly, and I'm not... Sorry. You sneeze loudly, and I imagine how loud you are when you climax. God bless you, I call out. You giggle and holler back, you horny girl. You too, buddy. Buddy, you're flirting, and by the way, I'm actually mimicking what the audiobook sounds like. Buddy, you're flirting, and if I was the kind of asshole who Instagrams, I would probably photograph the F through K placard and filter the shit out of it. That baby and caption it. Fuck yes, I found her. Calm down, Joe. They don't like it when a guy comes on too strong, I remind myself. Thank God for a customer, and it's hard to scan his predictable Salinger. Then again, it's always hard to do that. This guy is, what, 36? And he's only now reading Franny and Zoe? And let's get real, he's not reading it. It's just a front for the Dan Browns in the bottom of his basket. Work in a bookstore and learn that most people in this world feel guilty about who they are. I bag the Dan Brown, first like it's kiddie porn, and tell him Franny and Zoe is the shit. And he nods, and you're still in the F through K section because I see your beige sweater through the stacks. Barely. If you reach any higher, I'll see your belly, but you won't. You grab a book and sit down in the aisle, and maybe you'll stay here all night. Maybe it'll be like the Natalie Portman movie, Where the Heart Is, adapted faithlessly from the Billy Letts book. Above par for that kind of crud, and I'll find you in the middle of the night. Only you won't be pregnant, and I won't be the meek man in the movie. I'll lean over and say, "Excuse me, miss, but we're closed," and you'll look up and smile. Well, I'm not closed. A breath. I'm open wide. Buddy. Hey, Salinger Brown bites. He's still here? He's still here. Can I get a receipt? Sorry about that. He grabs it out of my hand. He doesn't hate me. He hates himself. If people could handle their self-loathing, customer service would be smoother. You know what, kid? You need to get over yourself. You work in a bookstore. You don't make the books. You don't write the books. And if you were any good at reading the books, you probably wouldn't work in a bookstore. So wipe that judgmental look off your face and tell me to have a nice day. This man could say anything in the world to me, and he'd still be the one shame-buying Dan Brown. You appear now with your intimate Natalie Portman smile, having heard the motherfucker. I look at you. You look at him, and he's still looking at me, waiting. Have a nice day, sir, I say, and he knows I don't mean it. Hates that he craves platitudes from a stranger. When he's gone, I call out again because you're listening. You enjoy that Dan Brown, you motherfucker. You walk over, laughing, and thank God it's morning, and it's the dead of morning, and nobody is gonna get in our way. You put your baskets of books down on the counter and you sass. You gonna judge me too? What an asshole, right? Probably just in a mood. You're a sweetheart. You see the best in people. You compliment me. Well, I say, and I should shut up, and I want to shut up, but you make me want to talk. That guy is the reason that Blockbuster shouldn't have gone under. You look at me. You're curious, and I want to know what about. And I want to know about you, but I can't ask, so I just keep talking. Everybody is always striving to be better. Lose 5 pounds, read 5 books, go to a museum, buy a classical record and listen to it and like it. What they really want to do is eat donuts, read magazines, buy pop albums and books. Fuck books. Get a Kindle. You know why Kindles are so successful? You laugh and you shake your head and you're listening to me. At the point when most people drift, go into their phone, and you're pretty. And you ask, why? I'll tell you why. The internet put porn in your home. Just said porn. What a dummy I am, but you're still listening. What a doll. And you didn't have to go out and get it. You didn't have to make eye contact with the guy at the store who now knows you, like watching girls get spanked. Eye contact is what keeps us civilized. Your eyes... Your eyes are almonds, and I go on, revealed. You don't wear a wedding ring, and I go on, human. You are patient. I need to shut up, but I can't. And the Kindle takes all the integrity out of reading, which is exactly what the internet did to porn. The checks and balances are gone. You can read your Dan Brown in public and in private all at once. It's the end of civilization, but... There's always a but, you say. And I bet you come from a big family of healthy, loving people who hug a lot and sing songs around a campfire. But with no places to buy movies or albums, it comes down to books. There are no more video stores, so there are no more nerds who work in the video stores and quote Tarantino and fight about Dario Argento and hate on people who rent Meg Ryan movies. That act, the interaction between the seller and buyer, is the most important two-way street we've got. And you can't just eradicate two-way streets like that and not expect a fallout, you know? I don't know if you know, but you don't tell me to stop talking the way people sometimes do. And you nod. Night. Only... Oh, wait. Sorry, they copy-pasted the second paragraph in the middle of this one? Hold on, where did it pick back up? See, the records, I don't even know if this is where it picked up because they pasted the same, like, four paragraphs in the middle of this. See, the record store was the great equalizer. It gave the nerds power. You're really buying Taylor Swift, even though all those nerds went home and jerked it to Taylor Swift. Stop saying Taylor Swift. Are you laughing at me or with me? Anyway, I say, and I'll stop if you tell me to. Anyway, you say, and you want me to finish?
Do that.
So true. The point is, buying stuff is one of the only honest things that we do. That guy didn't come in here for Dan Brown or Salinger. That guy came in here to confess. Are you a priest? No, I'm a church. Amen. You look at your basket and I sound like a deranged loner, and I look in your basket. Your phone, you don't see it, but I do. It's cracked. It's in a yellow case. That means you only take care of yourself when you're beyond redemption. I bet you take zinc the third day of a cold. I pick up your phone and try to make a joke. You steal this off that guy? You take your phone and you redden. Me and this phone, you say. I'm a bad mommy. Mommy? You're dirty, you are. Nah. You smile and you're definitely not wearing a bra. You take the books out of the basket, you put the basket on the floor, and you look at me like it wouldn't be remotely possible for me to criticize anything you ever did. Your nipples pop. You don't cover them. You notice the Twizzlers I keep by the register. You point, hungry. Can I? Yes, I say, and I'm feeding you already. I pick up your first book, Impossible Vacation by Spalding Gray. Interesting, I say. Most people get his monologues. This is a great book. But it's not a book that people go around buying, particularly young women who don't appear to be contemplating suicide given the fate of the author. Well, sometimes you just want to go where it's dark, you know? Yeah, I say. Yeah. If we were teenagers, I could kiss you, but I'm on a platform behind a counter wearing a name tag and we're too old to be young. Night moves don't work in the morning, and the light pours in through the windows. Aren't bookstores supposed to be dark? Note to self, tell Mr. Mooney to get blinds, curtains, anything. Don't worry everyone, it's almost over. I pick up your second book, Desperate Characters, by one of my favorite authors, Paula Fox. This is a good sign, but you could be buying it because you read on some stupid blog that she's Courtney Love's biological grandmother. You know, like so many people have done. I can't be sure that you're buying Paula Fox because you came to her the right way. From a Jonathan Franzen essay. You reach into your wallet. She's the best, right? Kills me that she's not more famous, even with Franzen gushing about her, you know? Thank God, I smile. The Western Coast. You look away. I haven't gotten there yet. I shoot a look at you, and you put your hands on your hips. You put your hands up and surrender. Don't shoot, you giggle. And I wish your nipples were still hard. I'm gonna read The Western Coast someday. And Desperate Characters I've read a zillion times. This one's for a friend. Uh-huh, I say. The red lights flash danger. Or a friend. It's probably a waste of time. He won't even read it, but at least she sells a book, right? True. Maybe he's your brother, or your dad, or a gay neighbor, but I know he's a friend, and I stabbed the calculator. It's 3051. Holy money. See, that's why Kindles rule, you say as you reach into Zuckerman's pink pig wallet and hand me your credit card, even though you have enough cash in there to cover it. You want me to know your name, and I'm no nut job, and I swipe your card, and the quiet between us is getting louder, and why didn't I put music on today? I can't think of anything to say. Here we go. And I offer you the receipt. Thanks, you murmur. This is a great shop. You're signing, and you are Guinevere Beck. Your name is a poem, and your parents are assholes, probably. Like most parents. Guinevere. Come on. Thank you, Guinevere. Oh, I really just go by Beck. Guinevere's kind of long and ridiculous, you know. Well, Beck, you look different in person. Also, Midnight Vultures is awesome. You take your bag of books and you don't break eye contact because you want me to see you seeing me. Right on, Goldberg. Nah, I just go by Joe. Goldberg is kind of long and ridiculous, you know. We're laughing and you wanted to know my name as much as I wanted to know yours, or you wouldn't have read my name tag. Or you don't want to grab the Western Coast while you're still here? This will sound crazy, but I'm saving it for my nursing home list. You mean bucket list? Oh, no, that's totally different. A nursing home list is a list of things you plan on reading and watching in a nursing home. A bucket list is more like visit Nigeria, jump out of an airplane. A nursing home is like read the Western Coast and watch Pulp Fiction and listen to the latest Daft Punk album. I can't picture you in a nursing home. You blush. You are Charlotte's Web and I could love you. What the fuck does that mean? Aren't you gonna tell me to have a nice day? Have a nice day, Beck. You smile. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Torment Eel. You didn't walk in here for books, Beck. You didn't have time to say my name, or you didn't have to say my name. You didn't have to smile or listen or take me in, but you did. Your signature is on the receipt. This wasn't a cash transaction and it wasn't a coded debit. This was real. I pressed my thumb into the wet ink on your receipt and the ink of Guinevere Beck stains my skin. I told you it was so much worse than the TV show. I told you it was so much worse than the TV show. Oh my. I'm crying. Again, I was trying to copy the audiobook actors like voice acting as much as I could, because that's how he reads it. And listen, again, I am no stranger to dark romance books. They're just not usually like this. They're just not usually like this. Oh my god, hold on. I'm still crying. I'm just remembering. I'm just remembering your eyes, almonds. Your eyes, almonds. Your eyes. Almonds. Oh, hold on. I gotta think of something to say about your nipples. Oh. Sorry, I just keep thinking about it. The TV show has 5 seasons. I hope I did a good job of conveying. I need you all to know. Hold on. I need you to know that
we will get back to you soon.
Maybe if I can stop laughing.
Slice your wiener. This was a cursed first audiobook. Thanks, Liz Lol.
You're welcome. I know I have a tendency to like read stuff real fast and just do like stream of consciousness when I'm reading. I need you to know that like roughly 80 to 90% of the sentences in the excerpt that I just read for you are in fact just really like paragraph long run-on sentences with next to no punctuation. I was listening, I think this one specifically, I was listening to as I was driving, and there's nothing more like humbling than listening to an extremely awkward audiobook and making eye contact with the people around you in the other cars. Like, oh boy, I really hope you guys can't hear this. Oh, hold on. Okay. Imagine getting pulled over. Oh no. Even worse. You know how I said that one time I was in a head-on car accident and my radio kept playing even though my car was totaled? And it was playing Starships by Nicki Minaj on repeat. And so that was just going the whole time while the like paramedics and stuff showed up. Imagine imagine the same thing happening, but it's that audiobook. Oh my god. Your eyes, almond. Yeah, that's how you get out of a ticket. I'm gonna have to go get more water. I drank like all my water. Oh my god. I'm a bad mommy. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? There was so much that he said that I was like, there's some stuff where I'm like, okay, this is just him being pretentious. It's like just him being a douchebag. But then there's some stuff that he said that I'm like, what does that mean? What did he mean by this? Sorry, I keep having to blow my nose because I've been crying so much. Anyway, for anybody who has not watched the TV show, that reference, the whole thing that kicked this whole thing off, where he said this was wolf for sandwich, right here, where he said it is wolf for sandwich. In season 2, sorry, spoilers, cover your ears and go la 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 for about 30 seconds if you haven't seen You season 2 and don't want it to be spoiled. Season 2, he is obsessing about a new woman named Love. Her name is Love. Because he, spoiler alert, kills Beck. Because he's an insane person. He starts obsessing over a woman named Love. And then the, who is a rich woman, by the way. She's like an heiress. And she falls in love with him back, and then the reveal is that she's also a serial killer like him, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa! Wait a second! Only I get to do the murders. If you do the murders, it's gross. And he gets real, like, butthurt about it. But her name is Love, that's the important part. And she's also crazy. And there's one scene in an episode where they go camping. And I don't remember the context, but like they're just starting their relationship. I think, if I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I've watched it. And they're like laying side by side, looking at each other like very intimately. And I think, I don't remember the context exactly. The most important takeaway is the final line. But they're looking at each other and they're making like very deep, intimate eye contact. And I think he finally confesses that he loves her. And he says like, I love you. And she like kind of cringes and is like, oh, we're gonna have to find something else to say. Because it's kind of weird that my name is Love. We need our own special thing. And so I don't, she has like a stuffed wolf or something. I don't remember the exact context. It's been a long time, but she looks at the stuffed wolf and she goes, "I wolf you." And then he goes, "Wolf. Wolf is better. I wolf you too." And then that's what they say for like the rest of the show.
Access granted.
I'm sorry. Yeah, get him. Get him.